Hey guys, what's up? It's Dan again from CryptoCamacho.com, where each day I teach you how to make more money in cryptocurrency. Today, I want to show you how the markets are reacting to Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, and I want to show you a little trick on how you could identify support and resistance, and I'll talk about what that actually means here in a moment. But if you understand support and resistance in trading, whether it's the stock market, whether it's cryptocurrency markets, or whatever market you want, if you understand support and resistance, then you will know, or you'll have a better idea of how to time the market, when to get in and when to get out, right? When to buy and when to sell. But first, before I actually get into that, I wanted to address one thing. On a video that I made recently about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, showing the actual announcement by Coinbase and showing the trading involved and all that, I got a comment from Victor, and he said, if you knew about Bitcoin Cash going up so much, why didn't you make a video about it? And the honest truth is, you could read my response here, but the honest truth is that I've just had other priorities and other videos going on and just other commitments that I've had to attend to. My list of videos to make is actually getting quite long, and I literally had 3 videos to make about Bitcoin Cash on my list. I just hadn't had a chance to get to it yet before Coinbase made their announcement last night. I didn't know when Coinbase was going to make their announcement, so obviously I couldn't time my videos, against the Coinbase announcement. So it was actually a surprise to me, right? I was on my computer last night doing a little bit of trading. All of a sudden I see that Bitcoin Cash started to look like it was going to go up. Didn't really know why, and then literally within like a 10 or 15 minute window, it did. It started shooting up through the roof, right? And that's when I started really actively trading it, and that's when I actually started to make the video that you guys can see on my YouTube channel. And so I didn't actually know, a lot of times I don't know when these things are going to happen, but I do have alerts set on my Coinigy account. That lets me know when there's a change in price up or down. And basically I set alerts at different points on Coinigy so that I know when I need to go check my computer and go check the charts more specifically, right? When a move is about to actually happen. So I literally had 3 videos about Bitcoin Cash. The first one was about Coinbase adding Bitcoin Cash to the exchange. I knew that was going to happen because I read in the news, and if you guys researched, you would have known as well. The second one was about Bitcoin Cash in 2018 and how it's going to go way up in value in 2018. That was another one on my list. And the third one was one comparing Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash in terms of the technicals, in terms of how I see things playing out in 2018. I've given you a little bit of insight into that in my previous video about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, but those were the 3 videos I was planning on making. I probably still will make the last 1 or 2 videos and give you my thoughts on Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash in 2018 and what I think is actually going to happen. I'll probably still do something like that, but I need to focus and make a video about that. But just know that often I do post these things in the comments section. I did post about Bitcoin Cash a few days ago, a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, in different videos in the comments section because people were asking about it and asking what my picks were, and Bitcoin Cash was definitely one of them. I've had some money in there for a while, just kind of waiting for this to happen. So definitely make sure to read the comments. In the in the videos, because I can't always make a video when everything happens. My list of videos is getting very, very long, but I can very quickly go into the comments section and add a comment very easily. So, definitely worthwhile to check that out, right? Here's just kind of an example of my list, right? I have a lot of things on my list. There's a lot going on in the market. There's a lot going on in the cryptocurrency space. So I'm trying to pick and choose what's the best to report to you guys. And that's what I'm actually trying to do. But now let's get into the heart of this video, which is about technical analysis on trading. So I'm going to jump over here, guys, to, let's see here. I'm going to jump over the charts, and I am going to show you exactly, let's give me 1 sec, okay. Okay, so I'm going to jump over the charts here, guys, and show you what I'm talking about. So right now I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart, and I'm looking at over here the Bitcoin Cash chart, right? These are 1-hour charts on both sides, and I just want to kind of show you a little example of how to use support and resistance, so that you can be a better trader, essentially. So what I typically do, I typically follow the hour charts because the hour charts give you kind of the biggest or broadest picture about what's actually going on, and I typically zoom out quite a bit, see kind of what's happened, see the patterns that have emerged, over time, and how things go up, how things go down. And I do this on both Bitcoin the Bitcoin side and on the Bitcoin Cash side, right? So that I'm familiar with what's going on. And especially in this case, when you're talking about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, literally one is the inverse of the other. So when Bitcoin is going up in value, Bitcoin Cash is going down in value, and vice versa. So you could almost use the two charts and the two movements against each other to actually better understand, where the price is going to go. So if I see Bitcoin dropping really hard, then I can expect Bitcoin Cash will actually go up a little bit, right? And vice versa. Bitcoin Cash is going down, Bitcoin tends to go up. This is not always the case, but this has been the case in the last few days since this has been happening, right? And so I've been following both very, very actively. So one other thing I would like to show you is that, so let's go jump over the Bitcoin Cash chart, right? So what I really want to show you is teach you is talk about resistance and support. So what is support and what is resistance? Support is when a price is going down, a price is going down, it's losing value, and at some point when it's going down, there's a point where a large group of people, the majority of people, keep that in mind, the majority of people decide, okay, this price is so low that I want to buy this coin at this price and I want to support the price. And that's where they buy, right? Here's a support point, right? The price came down, came down, came down. Actually, let me back this up a little bit and show you what I'm talking about. So just a few days ago, obviously, the price of Bitcoin Cash went way up through the roof, right? Way up through the roof, way high. And then it crashed all the way down. And let me zoom back out here. And then it came crashing right back down. And yeah, that's another story. But so when it was coming down, you can see, okay, this red bar, where's it going to stop? Where's it going to stop? Where's it going to stop? And it stopped right here, right? There's support. That means that there was enough support. People saw the price at 16.9, right? Went right under 17, that even number. Watch those even numbers because that's where support and resistance happens a lot. Right at that number, 17, you see a bounce back, right? People thought, okay, the price is so good at 17 that I'm going to buy it and push the price back up. And that's exactly what happened, right? Push the price back up. Then there was resistance. What is resistance? Resistance is when a price is going so high that at some point people think, oh, I am going to sell because I want to take my profits, right? And that's exactly what happened here. Price goes way up, almost goes to 30, and right at about 29, it drops, right? Again, that number, the even round number, 30, right? It was getting up to 30. People thought, wow, this can't go on forever. I'm going to sell and take my profits. And that's exactly what happened. And so so there's this concept of support and resistance, which determines how the price goes up and how the price goes down. So now that you understand that, look at this chart a little differently, right? People going up, goes down. And it actually came down because of a little bit of a different reason, because Coinbase halted trading. That's a whole nother subject, but I'm just trying to teach you the concept of support and resistance. So anyway, so you see it goes up to 22, then it goes back down, right? And the last hard support number was about 17.8 or about 18, approximately 18 is where most people support this. And one interesting thing to note here that I want to show you, I'm going to jump over to the 15-minute charts so you just have a better view of this, maybe even the 5-minute charts. But when there's support gaining, you'll start to see kind of an angled arc that denotes that there is growing support for a particular coin or a particular price, right? Let me show you exactly what I mean. So you see the price went way up, and then the price went down, right? It went all the way down to 17.19, something like that, right? Went back up, and then it came down again, right? This time it went up to 22. And where did it come down? It came down, but it only went down to 17.8, not to 17.2, right? A little bit more support is growing. Then we go up again, right? Resistance is getting higher, and support is getting higher as well, right? And it's happening again, right? And this looks like, and this could keep going down, but it looks like there's going to be support right around here, right? So what this tells you, so you get this nice chart of an upward trend, right? So what this tells you is that, people supported Bitcoin Cash, buying Bitcoin Cash at 17. Then it went up and came back down, and they said, oh, I'm going to support it, a little bit higher at 17.8. Went up, came back down. Oh, I'm going to support it a little higher at 19. Oh, okay, it goes back up, comes back down, and it keeps growing a little higher. What this indicates is that there is a growing amount of support for Bitcoin Cash. It's growing, right? The number of people wanting to support this is growing. The majority of people supporting this is growing. And so I can expect this right here will likely not go below this 19 number. It could, you know, I'm not a fortune teller, but it likely will not go below this because it's showing that there's support growing. And at some point before it gets below this, it may drop down to here, right? But it's going to go up again, right? And likely it'll go above this resistance point. And so look at on the flip side, look at the resistance points, right? So on the flip side, resistance is getting higher and higher, right? So people are saying, okay, right here, I wanted to sell at 21 because I feel like that's a high price. I want to sell my profits. And that's exactly what they did, right? They sold right here, right? And then it went down. Again, it went up, but this time it went a little bit higher because people thought, oh, I could probably get a little bit more out of this. Let's let it go higher. And it goes higher again. And the same thing happened again and again. A little concerning is right here is it didn't go above that, but it at least went to the same level, right? So this indicates to me that the price is going to go up. One other trick or method that I use, it's called stochastics. And in Coinigy, it makes it really easy to use stochastics, and that's why I use Coinigy. But if you look right here, these are called stochastics. And this basically just shows kind of the up and down movements of a particular coin, right? And so if you look at this, you can tend to tell where there's a downtrend and where there's an uptrend. Right now, we're on a downtrend, right? So you can expect the price to keep going down a little bit, right? Until this turns and comes back up, the price is going to continue to go down, right? And this is not perfect. This is not like a mathematical thing you can do, but it definitely is a benchmark or way of knowing when a price is going up and down. And I use this constantly just to see, you know, should I buy right now or is this going to keep going down quite a bit? If I look historically at the trends, you know, it typically goes down when it's in a downtrend, right? And if it goes back up when it's in a downtrend, that also signifies to me that it could be going back up. And it's starting to turn a little bit right here, right? So I wanted to just kind of show you some of these technicals to show you how these things work. Because if you practice this and you watch the chart, you'll start noticing these patterns. And guys, keep in mind that a year ago, I had not known any of this. I didn't trade any of this, right? And I've learned this as I've gone and as I've been doing cryptocurrency. I've just kind of learned this by looking at charts all day, right? So just keep that in mind. So now let's go over to the Bitcoin side, right? And let's zoom back out to 15-minute charts right here. Let's see, it's taking a second here. Don't know why, but my computer is not loading right. Okay, there we go. Let me check here. Okay, so there we go. So now, let me get to the right view of this. This is going to be a little bit more difficult to see, but hopefully you can see it. Let me put on the stochastics here. Okay. Okay, so now, let me get rid of that. Okay, so now let me zoom in a little bit. So we're on the 15-minute charts here. And so the same thing is happening to Bitcoin, right? But it's in reverse. So if you remember what I was just saying, let me just jump over here real quick. Okay, so on the 19th, okay. Let's see, okay, so the 19th. Okay, so right here is the 19th, and this is when the crash happened, right, for Bitcoin itself, when Bitcoin Cash started going up in value, right? And then after it crashed, you know, it went all the way back up, right? People thought, okay, this is temporary, it's a temporary crash, and people were buying in like crazy. They kept buying in, and you can see, you know, look, same thing, support and resistance, buying, going down, support, buying, going down, support, and you could see how it's going up, 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 up. And again, that's an indication it's going up. And in this case, it did. It actually went way up, right? And if you start looking now, this is the exact inverse or opposite of Bitcoin Cash, right? Goes up, goes back down, and there's a level of support down at the bottom right here, right? But that level of support is getting lower and lower, right? So there's 3 levels of support. First, right here, we tried to have a bounce back, didn't make it very far, then went down lower, had a bounce back, didn't even go as high as the last one. And again, went down, it didn't even go as high as the last one. So it's a downward trend that's happening, and it indicates that the price is going to keep going down, guys. So even if there's these small bounces in between, it shows that the price is going down. And so this is an indication to me that this is going to continue to go down in price. And so that's how I'm basing my decision on whether I'm buying and selling Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin and what I'm actually holding. And so hopefully this has been very helpful for you guys. And here we go again. So you can see it's starting to go up again. Even while I'm making this video, the support is even higher than it was last, right? So this is, again, an upward trend of movement, how things are being pushed up. So I am bullish on Bitcoin Cash because of a lot of these different signs and telltales that I'm seeing, right? And Bitcoin is going up right now, right? It is still going up. And it looks like it's going to go back up. But look, it's just starting to crack. So now it's going back down again. And I imagine, let me look at the stochastics really quick here. So the stochastics show, yep, it's on an upward trend, right? But then you see that red and it's maybe starting to turn. And you can, if you zoom in, you can see it's starting to kind of turn, right? So this is probably going to go down pretty soon. I don't know for sure, but it probably will. And Bitcoin Cash is probably going to go up. And it's starting to go up a little bit, right? So this is how I trade. This is how I use the charts. And I use other techniques, but these are the main ones that I use and that anybody can learn if you just spend enough time looking at the charts and following what I say and just kind of looking at this over a period of time. You're going to start to get this knack of being able to understand when things are low and when things are not low. And so that's kind of what I've been doing, guys. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Send me an email, send me a message, just let me know what you think about this. It's worked very, very well for me. In the cryptocurrency space, these markets are so volatile that you can literally be playing them all day and making money over and over, whether or not a price is going down or up. It's just all about timing. Markets are all based on human psychology. These charts basically tell you how people are thinking and how, if people are thinking that the price is going to go up or down, it's all written in the chart. It's all psychology based, right? It's all fear, it's excitement, it's fear of missing out, it's anticipation. It's all of these things together which are driving the market either up or down, right? A lot of excitement around Bitcoin Cash. So obviously people are going to be putting money in there and dumping money in. There's also a lot of negativity around Bitcoin Cash, right? But the markets are telling us exactly what's happening. There's a trend for Bitcoin Cash going up, and that's probably because people want to make money, right? There's a trend for Bitcoin going down for a lot of reasons, right? Even if you are a true Bitcoin believer, Bitcoin core, and you don't endorse Bitcoin Cash and what's going on there, it doesn't really matter. It honestly doesn't really matter. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what ideology you have. To me, it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to make some money in these markets. Ultimately, obviously, long term, I would love for Bitcoin to work out really well, and I do think it will. And I'd love it to be a peer-to-peer way of exchanging money and exchanging goods and services and whatnot. And so I really kind of sit in that camp. I want it to be easy. I want it to be, low fees. I want the transactions to be very, very quick. I don't want to wait for a couple hours for my transactions to happen. If you compare Bitcoin Core to like Ethereum, for example, it's night and day. It's ridiculous how long Bitcoin takes compared to how long Ethereum takes to do a transaction. So anyway, I will leave it at that with this technical analysis. If you guys have questions, again, let me know. I'm Dan from CryptoCamacho.com. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click on that little red button, and I'll talk to you next time. See you guys.